Hello and welcome to the TES Secondary Maths Resource of the Week number 123 with me, Craig Barton. Now, it's a very special resource of the week this week because it is the final one for the 2015 to 2016 academic year. And those of you who've been following my resource of the weeks on TES for flipping at probably 5 years now will know that at the end of each academic year, I like to just take a little nostalgic look back at some of the excellent resources that have been shared by you wonderful TES authors and teachers out there. So the first thing to say is this is the page now where all the resources of the weeks are shared. It's a lovely looking page. It's the address is there, blog/maths, or if you Google TES Maths blog, you'll get there. And not only are my resource of the week stored on here, but those of you who subscribe to the TES Maths newsletter hopefully know that every month I put together a 10 resource themed package. So here we've got summer maths lesson suggestions, we've got the cover lesson collection, we have things themed on Pythagoras and trigonometry and so on. I bundled together kind of 10 of the best around a given theme, and you can find all those collections on this same place as well. But anyway, back to the resource of the week. Now, I'll let you into a little kind of world exclusive here, because often people ask me how do I choose my resource of the week each week, and my process is very simple. I look for resources on TES that catch my eye, and then I try them out in the classroom. And if they survive the test of mine, it's a rigorous test of my year 7s or my year 9s or my year 11s, and if we all come out of it smiling and having learnt something, then for me it makes a good resource, so I'll feature it on resource of the week. And I try and find things that are slightly different, things that are slightly unusual. And my final thing before we have a look back at some of these is just a word of advice. A good resource isn't necessarily a good resource for everybody. Authors can only design resources based on their own teaching style and for their particular class. So very rarely would I advise taking a resource as designed by a resource author and just using it kind of straight as it is. The whole beauty of TES is when resources are created in PowerPoint or Word or whatever, they can be edited, and I would strongly advise just editing each resource just quickly, just to suit your own teaching style, your students, the time of the day, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so just a little aside from me there. But anyway, what kind of resources have we seen over the last, well, kind of 52 weeks or 6 half terms? Well, we've seen some absolute classics. So some of my favourites. We've had 4 quick questions. Remember this one? That was hundreds and hundreds of starter activities for all year groups, all ages and abilities. Wonderful stuff. We've had a test maker, a lovely way using Excel of quickly putting together a test. Fantastic stuff with answers and absolutely hundreds of questions. We've had this one, Stellar SatNav, an out of this world, if you'll excuse the pun, activity for getting students good at bearings in a fun and engaging way. Wonderful stuff. We've had this, dog had gone missing and we had to use our math skills to solve it. Wonderful stuff there. Areas with flags. Now it sounds a weird one, that one, but it's so engaging and it's just such a lovely way to look at compound area and bringing circles in and sectors and all that kind of stuff. We've had this one, Are You Beautiful? Looking at proportion and golden ratio. Now before you start saying I've seen hundreds of those resources and lessons on the golden ratio, I promise you this is one of the best you'll have ever seen. I absolutely adore this resource. Fantastic stuff. And we've found resources that'll help your students prepare for GCSE. These GCSE revision cards were phenomenal. My year 11s absolutely lapped those ones up. They were fantastic, led to some really focused, engaged revision lessons. And with the new GCSE coming thick and fast, I'll be on the hunt for the very best resources to help us prepare for that. And finally, we have this Core 1 textbook, an entire free textbook that your students could download, use on the phones or whatever to help them prepare for their A-level exams. And that is just a selection. There's loads more. So the main thing I wanted to say on this video is just a big thank you to all those wonderful, talented, generous, kind people who create resources in their own time and then just feel the need to share them on TES. You make my life a lot simpler, you make my job a lot easier, you make me a better teacher, and you help my students learn better. So from a personal level, just thank you, and thank you on behalf of all the hundreds of thousands of teachers who download resources on TES. It's a pleasure to look through them all, and it's a pleasure to be able to share them. So I shall be back with a fresh resource of the week for the 2016 to 2017 academic year. So in the meantime, have a happy, safe, restful and delightful summer, and I'll see you Hopefully not too soon, because that'll mean the holiday lasts a bit longer. Take care, and bye for now.